the ethics of family estrangement, and the no-contact movement. Hey there, friends. Today, we're diving into a topic that can spark some serious debates. Should family always come first? We're talking about the controversial practice of going no contact with toxic relatives. It sounds intense, right? Some folks swear by it, while others think it's a slippery slope to familial selfishness. So what gives? Is it okay to cut ties with family members deemed toxic? Let's unpack this complex issue together and navigate the ethical waters around family estrangement. All right, so first things first, what does it mean to go no contact? Essentially, it's when individuals make the tough decision to sever ties with family members who negatively impact their mental health. Think of it as hitting the mute button on a toxic relationship. This choice isn't made lightly. It often stems from a long history of dysfunction, abuse, or manipulation, leading people to prioritize their well-being over maintaining those family ties. Now, let's talk about those who support the no-contact approach. Advocates argue that everyone deserves to prioritize their mental health. They rightly point out that familial bonds shouldn't automatically come with a license to hurt. Setting boundaries is crucial. Why should family members slide by with behavior that friends or partners would never get away with? The supporters of this movement emphasize the importance of self-care and surrounding oneself with people who uplift rather than undermine our self-worth. Plus, there are tons of resources out there, support groups, online forums, and even professional therapy to help people through this difficult transition. On the flip side, there are strong arguments against cutting ties completely. Critics often argue that the bar for what constitutes familial trauma has become alarmingly low. They claim that some individuals may jump to harsh conclusions about their relatives without fully exploring the context of their relationships. Family dynamics are complex. Often there's a rich history that can't be distilled into toxic versus non-toxic. Some worry that when people decide to cut all contact, they might regret it later, especially as life events intersect with family. Let's not forget the cultural context either. Many societies place immense value on familial loyalty and togetherness. This isn't just about individual feelings, it's intertwined with cultural identities and expectations. For instance, in many collectivist societies, family bonds are viewed as paramount, and betrayal of these ties can lead to social ostracization. It's an intricate dance of personal choice versus societal pressure, and it can feel pretty overwhelming. Speaking of complexity, personal stories shed light on this issue. There are many individuals who've gone no contact and shared their experiences about finding peace and reclaiming their lives. They discuss the relief of being free from toxicity, but also, every so often, feelings of guilt or loss. Then there are those who choose to stay connected, believing that it's healthier to navigate the mess instead of simply walking away. Each story underscores the uniqueness and individuality of these choices. What works for one person may feel unbearable to another. In fact, some families have managed to find new ways to communicate that allow for healthier interactions. It's not always a black and white decision. Sometimes it's a spectrum, and navigating that spectrum requires a lot of self-reflection and honesty. So, what's the takeaway here? The decision to go no contact is deeply personal and should be approached with careful consideration. It's not inherently selfish to prioritize your well-being, but one must weigh the consequences that such choices may carry. Remember, the idea of family can mean different things to different people, and compassion should always guide our choices in navigating these relationships. Whether you're team no contact or believe in maintaining those connections, just know that your story is valid. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe for more conversations like this. Until next time, take care.